Well, good evening and welcome to a special Island Stat Sports Talk. I'm your host, Earl Basden. Joining me is Kamau Leverock. Kamau, first of all, thank you very much for agreeing to have a chat with me. The men's singing national team was selected or announced to the players last evening. The cricket board then sent out a press release today indicating the 15-man roster, which did not have your name on it. I wanted to give you an opportunity to speak, and just so you're heard, because a lot of people would have a lot to say about how things happened before and now happening in the game. But give us a sense of why are you not part of this particular World Cup team?
Um, there's always been a discrepancy. Well, not always, but in the last few years, there's been a discrepancy or a disagreement that me and the board have with the payment structure.
Hmm.
Um, so we couldn't just come to an agreement. We've tried to come to agreement over the years, and I think this time we just couldn't come to an agreement where both sides were happy.
And that's one of the reasons why you made yourself unavailable, because it was just at the negotiation table. It wasn't nothing to do with on the field. It was more that's the negotiation table.
Yeah, it was all to do with the negotiations. I was excited to have the prospect of playing with my friends again, but I think morally I wasn't able to come to it.
Now, a lot of people will say, well, you came back, you made yourself available, and here we are again, no Kamau Leverock, amongst others that are not in this particular squad. But I guess, it all in all, you always seem to be the one singled out why you're not. You don't get in the squad, and for the life of me, well, I guess we understand why. It's kind of a you don't talk to me, so I'm going to get you back at any cost kind of thing. But to the team, what would you say to the team? Because obviously you did say you wanted, you was hoping to be playing with them, but here they're going to go to battle with you on the sideline.
Yeah, to the team, I'm always on the side. This battle that I'm fighting or was trying to fight has nothing to do with them. I wish all of them well. I know they can still do it. I'm just a piece to a puzzle. I'm not the main man. Those I think the team that's been selected has a good chance of beating Canada twice. So I'll be doing the side just cheering them on.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the reaction last year in Bermuda when we just missed out when we lost to Canada on that fight. Was it last year or year before last? The disappointment and just the here's another opportunity for us to get back at them and kind of turn the table in their home country kind of thing. But for the opportunity to miss out on something like that, how does that make you feel personally?
Yeah, personally, I'm always disappointed to miss out playing for the country. Um, I think the decisions I've made in the last year or so to opt out to not playing has just been a moral battle for me internally rather than anything else. I always want to be there. I've sacrificed a lot to play for the country, and I feel now I'm at a point where sacrificing is just going against what I believe in and what I've been taught from my parents and my uncle and everyone else surrounding what it's like to be playing in the game as a professional.
Yeah, a lot of people were chastising the word retirement. When you indicated some years ago you were retiring from the national program and then quote unquote unretired kind of thing. Is it a sense of retirement, or it was just more I need to get away from this situation at the
Um,
time?
well, to other people, I've only retired once, and that was last year.
Hmm.
Um, I, if you've checked any of the records in 15 years of playing for Bermuda, since I was 15 years old, I've
Hmm.
only missed maybe 3 tours, 4 tours maximum. So I've
Right.
given a lot when it comes to Bermuda cricket. Um, So for people to say that I've retired more than once is inaccurate. I've only retired once, and the times that I've stepped away or I've like last year retired is not due to anyone on the team or anything. It's just due to discrepancies that I have with the board, and I'm starting now to take a stand. That's all.
Mm, mm. Are you still enjoying cricket right now? I know because anytime you miss playing for your country or anytime you miss playing cricket at any time, it kind of it deflates you. But are you kind of depressed that you're missing this particular tournament?
No, I think over the years, my competitive side got the best of me for my decision making, and I think it got you know the administration into a habit that I would just be happy to play for the country. But I think now, like I said, morally, I can't bring myself to do it. My hunger to play for the country is not greater than taking a stance morally for what I feel strongly about.
Mm. What would be your message to the general public that, or yeah, just the general public itself?
My message to the general public itself is just, don't make my absence the importance, make the team that's been selected the importance, cheer them on, make sure, they have your support and they know they have your support. Because again, like I said, I'm only one man, I'm only a piece to the puzzle, and those guys are quite capable of making sure that we make it to the World Cup.
Yeah, yeah. Um, this season hasn't started as good as you would have liked it, I guess. Especially with the bet, you get starts, but you're not going on. Um, do, do you think that could be contributing to what you were going through off the field? Trying to battle through what you were doing with the board and not 150% focus.
No, I don't attribute off the field things to on the field performances.
Mhm.
Basically, it's just been struggling a little bit with the time, and first division's a bit slower paced when it comes to bowlers, and pitches early season are a bit slower. So just making sure I get my timing right has been a bit of a struggle, but yeah, it happens. Just gotta make sure I get through it and get better. Hopefully with the smash coming up, I get the ball coming on a bit more, and I could, use that to get into form.
Right. What you're going through right now, are you hoping that you could transcend to ensure that no one else goes through it and things are sorted out well in advance and we don't come to a situation where we're coming to the final few days and we're still kind of negotiating a contract of sorts?
Yeah, I think I think what's happened is a bit of comfortability when it comes to players that don't have, a regular job,
Hmm.
and just, giving them whatever they're being offered. So I feel, with the younger generation coming through, there's gonna be a professional here and there. So I think that the wage structure has to be amended or needs to be looked at in a way that the professional players that play for a living are also taken care of, just like the players that work for a living.
Yeah. Do you think having a player on the executive committee of the cricket board would help to close a gap for players to get their message across inside the boardroom as opposed to always on the outside looking in?
Yeah, I've championed it before. I think briefly when I was captain, I tried to get a players union going,
Hmm.
but I think that at this point the players don't feel heard. So because the players don't feel heard, they're less inclined to join something like a players union or be a chairman or a voice of a players union, because they
Hmm.
don't want to go into talks with someone they don't feel is receptive to what's being said. I can't speak for the last year or so because I haven't been around. So maybe that has changed. Um, Maybe the Bermuda Cricket Board are more receptive to some of the concerns that the team have. But I think personally for me, my discrepancies that I have for the board are pretty much just kind of unique at this present moment.
Yeah, yeah. Well, obviously, it's a bit disappointing that you're not part of the setup. Anybody that's missing out, because we need as many hands on deck as possible if we want to qualify for another World Cup. And I think we've dealt ourselves a hefty blow by not having someone like you involved in the team. Not saying that I diminish anybody else's talent that's been selected in the team, but also, you have to recognize what the pluses are by having someone of your nature in the team.
Yeah, everyone knows what the type of player I am, and how it can come through sometimes on a big day, or majority of the time on a big day. So I know that people will be feeling that I'm a loss, but I feel like I'm just another person that can help the team to win. I think the people that have come in, especially Trey, are
Mhm.
more than capable of doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to thank you very much for joining and having your say on the situation. I could hear it in your voice. A bit disappointed, but hey, you have to stand up for yourself and make the moves that you have to make in order to move forward. I would say both on and off the field, and hopefully the boys do qualify, and there's another opportunity in the very near future to become a member of the men's national senior team for Bermuda in cricket.
Yeah, very disappointed, but it was a hard decision. It's
Hmm.
a decision I had to make. But at some point, I have to stand up for myself personally.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, try and enjoy the rest of the evening. Good luck. You play this weekend, I believe, on Sunday. See if we can get some runs on that bet, some more runs on that bet. Just not that today in the midsummer. See, heading up to you last year.
I'll be ready for that.
What's that?
I'll be ready for that.
Oh, your seat's already warm. Your seat's already warm. You can sit there a lot for 2 days. Well, no,
No,
no, no.
no,
You'll be feeling out. You'll be feeling out a lot for 2 days.
that's what you believe.
I gotta believe in something, brother.
Yeah, we all do, eh? We all do.
Yes, yes, yes. If Martin Luther could have a dream, everybody else could have one too.
Earl Basden's dream is for St. George's to win a cup match. Oof.
Another cup match because I'm seeing enough victories.
You ain't seen one in what, 13 years now?
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Oh, man,
It's all right.
yeah,
My time's coming. I'm being patient.
I'll be patient. Be way more patient.
All right. Have a good evening, brother.
You as well. Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay.